Okay, here we are heading north. We're coming into Pittwater. We've had a really quick trip up the coast from Manly Cove. Interestingly, it's forecast for gale force winds today. We did all our weather checks on all our sources of information and decided to come.
We're quite happy with how we're going. The winds haven't come up yet, but probably later on this afternoon. They're only running about 12 knots at the moment from the northwest. So we'll go in here for another 2 or 3 miles, and then we'll tack back towards the south and find a mooring at the Basin, hopefully.
Just panning around to Palm Beach. Keep on panning. There's Barrenjoey Headland. That's basically where we're going to turn left. Pretty good sea state as well. Probably a little bit rougher half an hour ago, but really calm.
For Wednesday we got 6 metre swells. So leaving at 5:30 was really a good thing to do. It was dark, but the winds were lighter then, and it gives so much more solid sailing time.
What time is it now?
Yeah, it's 8:45.
Right.
Yeah. And we rounded Sydney Heads at about 6 and had a nice gentle 6 knots of westerly, so we just kept the motor on. The motor's off now because we've got a 16 knots northwesterly that we're using, and Pittwater's just over there. We're about ready to tack soon.
Hooting along Pittwater, just about to pass Barrenjoey Head on our left, doing 6 knots. You can just see the lighthouse underneath the sail. Looking up through Pittwater, back to Line Island. Lots and lots of dust in the air due to these northwest winds that we've got. Just panning around here, we've got a catamaran right on our bow. Now interestingly, he's got to give way to us because we're under sail and he's not. So he's making us work for it. We're now in Pittwater and we're just coming into the Basin where we're going to find our mooring right over there. There's another boat. It's just in front of the mooring.
Here we are in Coasters Retreat, also known as the Basin. Good in all winds except nor'easterlies, but there's plenty of moorings. It's deep and lovely walks and fresh water available here as well. We'll be here for the next couple of days because of the really bad winds and 6 metres swell. So yeah, and Pittwater's just over yonder. So you can get over there and get fuel and snacks and stuff like that if you need to. A very easy spot to come into and plenty of mooring.
The Basin campground. Looking out into Pittwater, just flowing around into where the lagoon is and the function centre. All the amenities. Really lovely place. This is how all the campers get to the Basin. They come from Palm Beach and they load into this ferry with all their gear, all their camping gear, all their food, eskies, kids, everything they need to survive over here. And off he goes back to Palm Beach, and he'll go via La Fiesta, just coming into view on the left hand side. Barrenjoey Head in the background.
Look at this beautiful example of a wig's head mushroom, not to be confused with the Anemomeata phalloides, which is a death cap mushroom. I think these are edible, but I wouldn't be putting them in a beef Wellington any time soon, but they're a funny looking thing. Obviously call a wig's head because they look like a wig. It's actually called the lawyer's wig.
And
You can eat it.
we can eat it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to do beef Wellington tonight. Can you go back and grab it?
Here's our inflatable cat alcove. Nice and light. Not very good on oysters though, unfortunately. Had it for a little while. Yeah, how's this place? What a beautiful private little beach in Coasters Retreat. And as we pan around, you'll see the boat in the foreground. It's a great little beach to swim to in the summertime. Well, that's not bad at the moment. The water's about 19.5, and that's a very sparse anchorage. In the summertime, that's full.
In Pittwater, we've just been to Joey's for lunch. So Joey's doubles as the diner in Home and Away. So we're just wondering where Irene and Marilyn and Leah are and why they didn't come and serve us. How about this for a weekender?
So it's the 28th of May, and the predicted southwesterly has come through with a vengeance, as you can see, and it's being generated by this massive low pressure system between Australia and New Zealand. And currently we are held up at Coasters Retreat here in Pittwater, and it is fantastic. You can hear the wind outside, it's quite strong, but there's absolutely no fetch on the water ahead, so it is really calm, but just a little bit noisy at the moment. So we'll be locked in here for a couple of days until that system settles down.
We're doing some domestics today. We're gathering water. So we've got the 20-litre water containers, and we've just come into the Basin to Coasters Retreat, and we're going to hunt and gather some water to take back to the boat and fill the tanks.
So whenever you're getting water for your 20-litre jerry cans, it makes it heaps easier if you've got a funnel. So, every opportunity that I get to top the tanks off with fresh water, I always use it. So, there's a freshwater tap just over there, so we always keep our jerry cans full, and we just add the water in. This always goes in your pocket, by the way, so you don't lose it overboard. Goes in there like that. I'm sure you guys have done this many times before, but just remember, you're better off looking at it than looking for it. Because we haven't had much or any sun or much wind for the wind generators, we're sort of in a little bit of deficit with our batteries. So the batteries are running the freezer, fridge, lights, water pumps, radios, TV, toilet, all those sorts of things. We're just not putting enough back into it, and we haven't had the motor running at all for quite a few days. So I'm going to get the generator running, the noisy generator. So run up the white flag. I normally don't like using it. Plug the umbilical into the rear of the boat, where you can normally connect your shore power, and the other end of it, wherever it is, that'll go on the generator.
Following the lead up to the noise, which will be the generator. Generating in some power. Friday the 30th of May, and we're going to head off for a swim at Palm Beach. Luckily the big seas didn't arrive, so we'll go try our luck out there and have a bit of a splash around. Woohoo!
So because sailing is so slow and you spend hours and hours, days on the boat getting anywhere, it's very important for your physical health, and I think your mental health, to get off the boat as much as possible when the situation arises, like here in the beautiful basin. So go for a walk up the hill, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Here I go. As you can see, it's quite steep. Probably 30 degrees, I reckon. And it just goes on for miles, it just doesn't stop. Jim, can you use a hand with this? This is the last one. So when at the Basin, a must is to catch the ferry from the little ferry wharf there and take it over to Palm Beach. And at Palm Beach you can go to the beach, of course, and go swimming, surfing. There's Barrenjoey House over there for meals. There's also the golf club where we went to, which is over the hill, and all the wonderful sights of Palm Beach.